Hello, everybody. How are you? Yeah, I did a little intro. I repurposed the intro for the sprints that I did the other night. So it's like, let's do a follow through fix intro. Super fast. We just making things work over here. Sometimes following through is about just minimum viable product. That's the way my hair is today. It's like finally long enough that I can throw it into. It looks like it's two different lengths, but I don't know. We're gonna ignore that. The Not Today Satan hat is back. If you are an OG Heart Breathing subscriber, you will recognize this hat as one of my favorites. I don't know if Casey's here yet, but she sent me nail polish that's Not Today Satan in honor of this hat for Christmas. um, this is in response to the fact that Texas is going to be snowing and I don't get to go on my writing retreat this weekend that I was very looking forward to. So my birthday is tomorrow. You guys are the last to see me at the mere youthful age of 48. When you see me tomorrow, it'll be the mere still youthful age of 49. But we have snow coming in this weekend and I can't go because it's just going to be too dangerous to try to travel and be away from the family when they might lose power and all that stuff. So like we're talking 10 degrees for 3 days. This is going to be crazy. We have lots of firewood, but you never know with weather because things can get a lot worse than you think, but also a lot better than you think. So 49 is the new 30. I love that. I might do a little at-home writing retreat. I mean, oh, you're in San Antonio. Yeah. Are you guys getting snow that far down as well? I know they said pretty much all of Central Texas. It's like it's all the way across the country. So if you're going to be in the path of this storm, we are not getting this. If we were supposed to get 14 inches, I would literally be in a panic. We would be on a plane somewhere. I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do, 14 inches. But I mean, I lived in Indianapolis for a while, so I know what snow is like. However, yeah, Andrew was supposed to do his, like you have to take basically like a high school level SAT. It's called the IC to get into private schools in Texas. That was supposed to be Saturday. Now they have moved it to the following weekend, which is problematic because of Publish and Thrive. So we're trying to scramble to get everything done. But yes, 14 inches. Please stay safe. Maybe that's normal where you are. It is not normal where I am. There she is. I was just saying, Casey, that you sent me nail polish, Not Today, Satan, for Christmas. I love it. Yeah, foot of snow over the ice. We're just waiting to see. Is it going to be icy? I don't know. We're supposed to go out for my birthday tomorrow. I don't know if we'll get to do it. We'll see. It's all about just going with the flow. Speaking of flow, I'm going to pull up Flocus, which is my favorite productivity Pomodoro app. And we are going to work together. This will be super fun. My only problem with Flocus is it always is like, you should upgrade your account. And I'm like, I did that a year ago. Nope. It has me logged in appropriately. So we're good. We're good. Okay. Should we do a beach level focus theme? Maybe we do something like warm instead of cozy. Like I could do a winter cabin, but I'm kind of feeling like something sunny. Beach sunset. Let's do the Lake Como path. That looks very nice. I know you can't see what I'm doing on my screen, but I promise it's going to be pretty. We are going to do 20-minute sprints, co-working sprints with a 5-minute break in between. And let me share. I'm sorry, I was not properly prepared because I've been working so hard all day. Just nonstop shenanigans. Here we go. Sharing screen. Oh, you know what? I realized if I do it that way, it shows the top of the screen. So we're going to try it a different way. I apologize. If you can, go ahead and be working on getting your your work together. What are you guys doing today? So if you want to, let us know. I really think one of the most effective ways to do a session like this. Now, of course, you may have already and probably do have your own ways that you like to work. So continue on with that if you can. However, I will share with you some of how I like to work. I am going to need my glasses though, so we got to put some Hello Kitty glasses on. These are like my favorite, cutest little glasses, so I can not strain my eyes while I'm working. But I like to go into Focus, and you can do this on a piece of paper. You can do this wherever you are working. It doesn't have to be an app or anything like that. But I like to go into here when I'm able to. And if you click on this little edit thing, you can edit what you're working on. And so I've got 2 hours worth of tasks that are coming up for me. Like we've got 4 sprints that we're going to do. So I will think through what are the things that are the top priority, the thing I want to start on. And for me, I'm going to do some work with BCS. So I'll put that here, and I'm hoping that one is going to take me 20 minutes or so. You can't really choose 20 minutes, so I'm going to say 30. Then I'm going to add another task, and you can reorder these if you want. But I recommend that for yourself, you just choose something that you're going to do instead of sitting around. Like one of the biggest problems with follow through for me for the longest time was that I would sit down and I've got 2 hours and I didn't have enough of a clear plan of what exactly I was going to finish. And so I would just be like, well, let's see what I need to do. And I would inevitably end up answering somebody's question on Facebook or answering an email. And before I know it, 2 hours have gone by and I haven't actually finished any of my work. And so I've had to compartmentalize that, like answering email, answering comments time. And it's like, if I have 20 minutes to do it, I will do it with intention, but I don't allow myself to get pulled away from the other tasks. And so as you're sitting down to do this co-working right now, I want you to really think through, like make a checklist. If you've never done this before, it'll be especially powerful, but if you do this all the time, it'll just be normal. Make a checklist of like 1 or 2 things that you want to do. And if you finish it all, then you can keep working on whatever the next thing is. So I've got some BCS stuff that I want to do. And then you are the first to know. I am starting a Substack. So I will put this here. So I'm going to say 30 minutes. I'm probably going to need, well, we're going to do 30 minutes on Substack, and that'll be next. And then I'm also going to put one more that's going to be ICH onboarding. So this is a Instagram course that I'm taking, or like a membership I joined called the Insta Club Hub. And I'm going to give that an hour, and we will see kind of where we go. Now, it might take me longer to do something, so I can adjust this later, but that at least gives me up here at the top of this, I know I'm working on BCS, and there's nothing else that I'm going to be working on. Oh, yay, I've got some people Substack. Yay. Thank you guys for being excited. The theme of my Substack is me in progress. So I've been talking about doing 6 months for life. For those of you that are on my coffee chat crew, which I know you are, Jennifer, and so many of you, I've been talking about 6 months for life, which is this idea of taking 6 months and really focusing in on your habits and your health and the things you want to change, and just getting really focused in. But I never have been able to record the videos the way I wanted, because it takes so long to record vlogs. And so I thought, okay, this year, between turning 49 tomorrow and turning 50 a year from tomorrow, I'm going to document that journey of really setting myself up for my 50s in a way that feels like my habits are better. I'm working on my mental health, my sustainability, letting go of anything that holds me back. And I started planning them in vlogs, but there are a couple of problems with the vlogs. And I promise I won't talk like super long, because I know we're here to work. But one of the problems with the vlogs is it takes me so long to plan what I'm going to do. I feel like if I'm going to record a video, I've got to have some makeup on, or I have to at least have things looking a little better, which I know sounds inauthentic, but it's like I cannot force myself to do something if I feel like I'm just not doing well. But it's also the fact that I will end up having for a single vlog for Rough Draft Diaries, I would have 75 clips of videos, and you have to really pull them all together. And because there's so many things I want to focus on, it would take me a lot of time, and I just don't have the time to make a documentary style like YouTube series. So I probably still will do some vlogs, but they're just not going to be as often as I had hoped to do. And so George, who of course is my muse and my perfect person, when I was basically crying about it the other day, he said, "Why don't you just do a Substack?" And it was suddenly like a light bulb went off, because also I was afraid that if I start doing these lifestyle vlogs that aren't as focused on writing on my Heart Breathings channel, that it might sort of dilute my brand a little bit. But I didn't want to place it on Sarah Cannon because I'm going to be reading my second book. So I was like, do I need a third YouTube channel? I can't handle a third YouTube channel. And I was like literally crying in the bathroom. And when he said Substack, I was like, perfect. So it will be a free Substack documenting my journey with a few videos that will go along with it. So it's called Me in Progress. I am going to be writing it, long form writing, and it aligns so perfectly with my goal to write more this year. So that's what I'm working on. But I'm going to do BCS first. So let us know in the comments what you are going to be working on first. What's your first task? And we're going to hold each other accountable here with the body doubling, where when we check in 20 minutes, I want you to let us know, did you make progress in it? Did you finish it? And I want you to hold yourself accountable to it. I love this. I love 6 months for life. That's how I ended up here. I still love that name. But it's just like never could quite get it together. So maybe someday. Uh, you're going to play with the Google template. I'm so glad you like it. It was so fun to create. I loved it so much. Editing my reader magnet. What else are we doing today? Reading a romance craft book. K, which one? I'm hoping to get a third of a chapter edited, 4K words, 1K in this sprint. I'm at work, so I won't be working. That's okay too. Um, here for the vibes, writing the draft of my SEO article, finishing my own Substack post today. Let me know what your Substack is. I want to follow you. My first task is to make journal covers. Okay, so um we got a lot to do today. Working on my website, reading my original draft for the first time in years. That's so exciting. Middle of the workday. Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. It's so dull, but doesn't seem creative, but I'm working on my quarterly accounts. That's okay too. I just got a notice from my accountant. It's like quarterly, fourth quarter payroll taxes too. I'm like, well, that'll be a tomorrow Sarah thing or a Monday Sarah thing. Do I have time on Monday? What is it? Yeah, we still got time next week. That's a next week thing. All right, you guys, we are going to, we'll start out with this Lake Como beach path in the sun, and then maybe we'll switch to a beach one in a minute. But we have 20 minutes on the clock. I will be muted, but if you want, feel free to play your own music or do anything else. But try your best to take the thing you said you were going to work on and not allow any distractions to take you from that task. See how far, challenge yourself how far you can get in that task, or see if you can complete it in the next 20 minutes. All right, here we go. 20 minutes on the clock. I will see you in 20. Oh gosh, sometimes all it is like, okay, I'm almost done. I just need to resort a spreadsheet. So, how did you do? Sorry, my mic is further away. So for me, I did enough. I did enough to qualify that I finished it. I basically created a YouTube short for the Broken Chapter Society and organized some addresses, pulled my list of members for the month. So I can mark that off in my planner for the week. Got it done in 20 minutes. How did you do? Finished just as the timer went off. I love it. Edited a chapter, then had to re edit when I slipped into the wrong POV. Oh my gosh, I do this too. And sometimes it's that. Slipping into third person or something when you've been writing something else. Ooh, calendar math is not my strong suit. What do you mean I need to know what I'm doing? What are you needing to put that in for? I never know. It was hard for me to put in all the follow through fix stuff because I was like, what are we going to do? I finished a work email, but I'm shocked at how long it took. It does take a long time. But you know what? Sometimes if you're not used to working this way, sometimes this is such the clarity that you need because you are putting too much on your plate throughout the day, which means you feel like you're so far behind. But really, it's just that everything takes you a little bit longer than you thought, which to reword that in a more positive way is you need to allow yourself more time to get your tasks done. So I'm going to take this and click done. And you'll see up here now it has told me what my next task is for the day, which is Substack. I'm so excited. Still getting my Substack done, finished putting all the stickies for Act 3 into Plotter, all done for the moment on that. Reread the start of the chapter, not finished, but excited. My draft is not nearly as crappy as I thought, which I love. That's so exciting that you're getting back to it. Scene is edited, daily social media posts, then computer decided to have them in DB. Well, you're restarted and fresh now. Edits are getting done. Hello from work. Anchor group is so good so far. Our name is the Procrastinaplanners. I am so excited. You'll add it to the website tonight. I haven't even looked to see if the names are out there yet. By the way, if you filled out the form, you should have your anchor groups with you in your email by now. If you haven't seen it, feel free to send me a quick email and we will figure out how to get you committed to your group. But you do have one specific goal or task before the 31st, which is to name your group. I pivoted from the website work when I realized it was overwhelming. So printed off the script and worksheet. So good job, Michael Dawn, for not giving up and being like, well, this isn't going to work. I'm not focused. You just shifted to something that felt better. And sometimes that shift into something positive that feels good is all you need to get the other stuff done. Why do I procrastinate for weeks when it only took 18 minutes? That resistance is real. Sometimes it feels so much bigger in our heads than it is in reality. And sometimes that timer, I know timers don't work for everybody, but if timers do work for you, I highly recommend either something like this, or if having it online is distracting, get something like this. Because you can set it for 25 minutes, then you can set it for 5 for a break. And sorry, it's beeping on me. George just replaced those batteries. But sometimes it's just like, okay, pep yourself up. Remind yourself why you're getting it done. Why is this important? It'll feel so good. That mindset shift of how will it feel to do versus how will it feel when it's done? How will it feel to have done is so powerful. And I use that all the time of just being like, I don't want to do it, but I do want to feel the way it will feel when it's finished. Brainstormed some ideas. Oh, massive plot hole. My counts are not done. Surprise, surprise, but genuine progress. Good enough. Yep. It's so rare that we can actually get something like a full list of tasks done in 20 minutes, but you could in a 2-hour session for sure get a lot done. Finished last week's Project Life spread and a December daily page. That is so beautiful and nice. I love that. I've always wanted to do December daily and Project Life, and I just never make it a priority. Took almost the whole sprint to do my pre-appointment paperwork. Yes, but pre-appointment relief is in sight. Relief is in sight. Start writing. I got started. Hey, started is good. Interruptions, it's good to be aware of them. We are going to go ahead and just go straight into this one. I'm not going to keep talking. So here we go. 20 more minutes. go ahead, if you need to, the first few seconds here, either get right back on track with what you were working on or pick the next task. Don't spend the whole 20 minutes trying to pick the task. Just pick a task and let's get moving. I'm going to go work on my Substack. Let's do it. All right, how'd it go? Okay, here's part of the struggle too. It's like when I've got a team, so now that I'm onboarding somebody new, there's constantly questions coming in, and I'm like, okay, I know I need to do this, but I cannot let myself get fully derailed. But also, she can't do her work until she has an answer, so it's a struggle. I'm getting there. Um, I have an app that blocks my phone, helps to limit distractions. Yeah, I have freedom also, which is really nice. I love the matches so far for the anchor group. We seem to match really well. I'm so glad. Yeah, that is so much George. He's the one who does those, and then I kind of look back over them. Still going strong with my author mastermind. We should pick a name. Yeah, you should definitely pick a name. Oh, I'm just outside Minneapolis. We had a little ice scare, so I need to do a little decompressing. Worked on my newsletter book launch since it was just copy and pasting stuff. Yeah, I know that area is really struggling right now. You guys have been in my thoughts a lot. Phones have timers and alarms too. I use it all the time when I don't want to fight with my Pomodoro app. Yeah, that's always good to remember. If you have a smartwatch, usually you can just put a timer on there as well. If you want to, it can be helpful. I sent an email to our follow through fix group. I'm recovering from a concussion. Oh, concussions can take so long to recover. I'm sorry that you went through that. Yeah, what's the name of the app you use? The one I use is Freedom, and you can turn off your phone, desktop, laptop, tablet, everything all with one click. It's really nice. Oh, Stephen Pressfield's live call. Okay. Sounds good to me. These co-working sessions are so helpful. Finished another December daily spread, got the graphics created, getting ready to post it on my channels. Oh my gosh, there's so many channels. And yeah, if you're going to be launching courses too, you have to think, okay, am I going to post everything to my author channel or do I need a second channel? And that's where things get really complicated. Oh my God, my drive is good enough to use. And now I'm panicking about all the work and editing ahead of me. Oh, but that's so huge. That's so exciting for you. More editing done. Finally feels like it's coming together. Nearly done the tutorial bookings for next year. Double booked myself once. Listen, that's amazing. I love it. That's so much good work. Hey, Tracy, got some writing done, 500 words, non-desk scrambling around done. Follow through fix group email next. Dog is happy that I'm finally settled. I love it. Setting up the chapters and ongoing word count to figure out my beats. Interesting how I didn't even think of the beats, but I'm not too bad off. Yeah, intuitive writing. You probably just know it so well that it just comes to you. 8:32, incredible. Nearly finished editing this chapter, so much stronger. A little refilling the well for Mel. I love it. Pen and paper edits are done, not to retype the whole thing. Oh, now to retype it. Yeah, exactly. Joyfully working through the Substack edit. I definitely did not finish Substack. I was trying to get one specific part of it done, but it's like, oh my gosh, there's a lot more to setting it up image-wise and theme than I realized. So I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy to do that right now. We're gonna try. Hopping on to get some words down during the last hour before I have to drive across town for a soccer game. The work poster is done. That is so amazing. Yesterday bought me extra chicken salad for today's lunch and then forgot. How happy was I to find it in the fridge. What a wonderful treat. I love that. Got through another section of my SEO article. Wish I were working on something creative. Sometimes we just have to get through the work things to get to the more fun work things. I saw 2 p.m. and didn't even notice the Eastern. Well, better late than never. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, everything's Eastern, Madison, even though it messes with my brain too. It's like, wait, I'm in Central. Are you guys going to be getting bad weather too? I know you're not too far from here. Substack is tough to set up, but easy to use after all that. That's very good to hear because right now I'm like stressing on the decisions. All right, so we have another 20-minute session coming up on the clock. So again, decide right now, you got 30 seconds. Am I going to be working on the same thing? Am I switching? Do I need to get up and get something to eat? Do I need to drink? Do I need to do a standing desk? I think I actually am going to raise my desk for this one and I'm going to keep working on Substack. But if it's giving me a headache because I can't make these decisions and I feel stress, then I'm going to move to my next task. So we'll see how it goes. All right. We have 20 minutes on the clock. You have done already such a great job in the first hour. So yeah, you're getting nice. Us too. All right, let's do some work. See you in 20 minutes. All right. Okay, where's my where's my video? All right, you guys, how is it going? Cassie's sneaking in from work. Heather got 8 inches of snow in the last 48 hours, 20 degrees, but with the wind chill feels like -6. I could not. I could not. Fangirling over Steven and Sean, switching things up, going to work on my Insta calendar. Let's do it. Yeah, I've been working on Substack, but I feel like I'm starting to get a headache just like right here. Evie has been just fighting back, but not quite sick. And I just know I'm struggling with it too, with the weather changing. Like we have days that are shifting between 65 degrees and 20 degrees all in one day. And I'm like, "Ugh." So I think I am going to shift my focus. I did 2 rounds of Substack. So I feel like that was enough. I can happily move on to something else. Sometimes I find the hardest part is when you are expecting yourself to make a lot of decisions. So, like one thing, the BCS stuff was easy. It wasn't making any decisions. I was just getting some stuff done. But then when I hit the thing where it's like, oh, I have to decide exactly what this image looks like, what template am I going to use? Sometimes you need more energy for that. So just being aware as you work of like, oh, this is a higher energy task and maybe I don't have that energy available to me today. That can be very helpful. Worked on a module of a course, got to the climax of the chapter, and I've got chills. Jennifer, that's so exciting. 2 good ideas. Love it. Poor Evie. Yeah. I mean, she's doing better than she did last year, where she was just sick all the time. This year, it's like she's just stuffy. I love the clicky sounds of your keyboard. Got my post up on TikTok and IG, 2 channels ago. So good. Still working on my Substack. I can't decide what graphic to use. Yeah, I'm just like, oh no, what am I going to do? Allergies and barometric pressure killing us here. This last sprint, I noticed a buzzing headache, so I might have to switch things up. Yeah, I've got some water in my Muse Always Wins cup. This design turned out so cute on the cup. I love it. But anyway, yeah. Couldn't work out how to sync things from my core site to my digital calendar. It should be possible. I was told it's possible, but you know what tech is like. Yeah. Sometimes that's another thing that really drains my energy. And if you do notice that like why some days am I really productive and other days I'm not, you might want to start putting that into your follow through fix notes somewhere where it's like a running list of here's the things that seem to drain my energy. Tech not working the way that I want. How can I then like make this a little bit easier? Is there a process? Is there somebody you can automatically go to? Is there anything that you can do to minimize that? Or can you just say, I am not going to deal with tech that might frustrate me, except for first thing in the morning when I have a little bit more bandwidth or something like that. But the more we can begin to tweak how our days flow and work with our energy instead of like force it, let's go, get it done, the more we're able to actually sustain this for sure. Do you recommend more of a binder or will a bujo work? Totally a bujo will work. Mine is kind of a combination. I am using right now I'm using a disc system. So it's kind of like a binder, but it can also be a bujo if you wanted it to be. It can be bound. It's just you're going to have some docs that you might want to keep on your computer. Like we're going to have workbooks and other things like that. So if you want to print them out, you would want more of a binder. But if you are fine just like copying journaling questions over or keeping a folder on your computer, then a bullet journal would work great too. A lot of staring at the screen blankly. That can be work too, though. It's like sometimes we just got to think through. Yeah, exactly. Figuring out that's a good way to put it. Where's the friction? Where am I starting to where do I always get stuck? Where do I always feel most frustrated? Where do I expend so much energy? I just can't keep working, and maybe figure out a good workflow. Let me try putting that at the end of the workflow when I know that I can quit and still feel successful, or let me put it, because sometimes if you're like, I'm going to put it at the beginning because I have more bandwidth, you actually just end up burning yourself out and not getting as much done. So you might say, let me knock out all these things I know I can do quickly, build the positive momentum so that I have more energy that last 30 minutes to try to tackle this one single tech issue, right? And that can be really, really helpful. Yeah, we are working with friends. I love it. All right, we have one final sprint that we are going to do, and I'm actually going to change mine. We're going to say yes on the Substack. And I'm going to do this Insta Club Hub onboarding, which should be a lot more fun. So for me, I sandwiched it. Easy, fun stuff, hard stuff. Now easy, fun stuff, Instagram stuff. All right, let's get moving. 20 minutes, our final 20 minutes. All right. So we've got a longer break this time, which is 10 minutes. So we're just going to chat. And then, if you want to spend this last 10 minutes just looking through, cleaning things up, finishing up the last little task, feel free. I did get my Insta Club Hub onboarding done. So the only thing that didn't actually get finished was Substack, but I didn't anticipate that it would be completely done. But I got a good ways in it. Ideally, I had wanted to get my first post up by my birthday, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna let it go because 'cause I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow and work all day. It's not happening. I will do a coffee chat for anybody who's on that channel, if you wanna come hang out, but how did you guys do? So, did you notice anything that was different about this co-working session? Was there anything you really enjoyed about it? Do you want to do more of these? You guys earned this one. And I know, like, big shout out to everybody watching on the replay because I know that some of you couldn't be here. It's the middle of the day for a lot of people. Might be perfect time though for those of you in Europe, just because of the times, like evening time. Did somebody say they had a glass of wine with them, which I also like? Yeah, I think that it can be really helpful to have just the co-working time, and this is pretty easy for me to do, pretty low energy, as long as you guys don't mind if I come with pigtails, or actually the pigtails are kind of cute today, I feel like. Even though my hair is like wet underneath here, we're just gonna ignore that. As long as you guys don't care what I look like and what I'm wearing or whatever, then I am happy to do more of these. So we will keep them going as my energy allows, and we'll try to mix them up in terms of when they're happening so that people in different time zones. It's easier for me to do it during my day than it is at night, just because the kids are home. So. Side note, this keeps distracting me. Look at this cute little sticker. It says sucker for happily ever afters. It's so cute. I got this one that says Queen of Books too. Sovereign, my little sovereign year. Anyway, I need to put that on my Kindle. Perfect time for me. Had wine. It was amazing. I love it. I will not be drinking wine during the day, but for those of you who are in Europe and winding down for the night, go for it. No judgment if you're having a glass of wine during the day either, but I can't do that. Super productive, low key structure. Love it. Happy to have you, even if you're a dumpster fire. I have PJ pants on. Great for me. Slow steps. Have washi tape that matches my index cards. I love it. That last 20 minutes felt harder. I think the first two were draining. Something to note and journal on in my follow through fix notebook for sure. I think, sometimes somebody can say, like I can say it in a YouTube video, make note of what your energy is, but it's so helpful sometimes, I know for many of us, to actually have someone reminding us as we're doing it. It's like, oh yeah, that would be something. And, this is something I've kind of brought up a few times throughout the follow through fix messages already, is so much of productivity is remembering. Like, you might find that you already learned this once before. Oh yeah, I remember that my energy is important and this drains my energy and this whatever. But when we're in the moment and we're just in survival mode and it's like, I don't know, I just have to get these 1099s done today and I've got to do this BCS stuff and I got to do this, we forget. And we forget that we do have some choice. And of course, there are some days that are going to be harder than others where it's like, this is the list that has to get done and there's no wiggle room here. But some days, most days, hopefully, you do have some control over how you design and structure your day. And sometimes, literally, even just one, oh, Lizzie, you just always make me laugh. I feel like we should just be close friends. You can't drink wine all day unless you start in the morning. This is true. Just going and getting a glass of water is so helpful. And just any little thing that supports you, moving your legs a little bit, doing a little stretch, putting on some different music. That was something I did during the middle. I was playing some kind of like focus binaural beats or something, and it usually works for me. But today I was like, no, I need something upbeat. I'm feeling too tired, probably because it's just overcast out there today. But any time that you can sit down with a very structured plan of these are the two things I'm going to get done. It doesn't have to be 20-minute sprints. It can be 10-minute sprints. It can be 45, 50. It can be an hour and a half sprint. Any of that can be helpful, but just having some clarity about what you're gonna work on can be really, really helpful. Um, I do Pomodoro method to focus, but also to get up when I'm too focused. Yeah, exactly. Those breaks, built-in breaks can really be helpful to not sit too long when you're in hyper focus mode or when you're moving. Yeah, water would be good for my brain when sprinting. I have to put oh my gosh, you guys, I have this new coaster and it's like it keeps sticking on it and then it hits my keyboard. It scares me every time. Okay, maybe need a different coaster. But I have to put lemon in my water because I need some kind of flavor. Give me some flavor. I need something. I freelance, so I'm available most of the time, but usually have to work on boring stuff during the day. Yeah. Well, maybe we can help make your day less boring. That would be nice. Found you on Substack. You're my 6th subscriber. Yay. There's nothing there yet. There's nothing. So, but thank you. Thank you for being my 6th subscriber. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. You know, who knows? There's no monetization plans. There's nothing. This is just for me to like share this process. So if you would like to come join me, I will share the links and all that. I think it's just at Sarah Cannon or something like that. I have technically 2 because I started one to follow people, but I'm doing a different one for this. So I'm in the weeds. I need to watch some videos on how to set up a Substack because just doing it myself, I feel like there's too many choices and I'm a newbie all over again. But yeah, we are on the precipice of my 49th birthday, which it's so funny and weird because I don't feel 49, but when I was younger, that always felt like such a milestone of like 50. Once you hit 50, it feels like now you're, you know, I don't know, midlife exactly is the way to put it, but I guess technically that's kind of, if you're lucky, that's where you are as midlife. But it was just always such a milestone of maturity and, like I just remember when my aunt, turned 50 and it was such a big, big moment. And it's like, oh my gosh. I think for me, I thought that at 50, I would have things more together. I'm not 50 yet, but I thought like it would be just natural to be having like everything is clean and I follow through with things all the time. I don't know why I thought at 50 I would be perfect or something, but I am not there. So I've got 1 year not to make myself perfect, but to learn to love myself a little bit more along the way and all my flaws. So I'm excited for it. I think I'm going to do quite a bit of journaling tonight. Oh yeah, that's right. Rachel just turned 49 too. I remember that I thought 30, and I didn't think my mom was old at 50. I mean, my mom still looked young and beautiful at 50, but it was just a milestone. Like I just remember it being like, wow, 50 it's like half a century, it just feels monumental, I guess. Like you've got your life together. Yeah, the biggest joke on all of us is that there's no magical thing that says when you're 50, your life is all together and you have no more worries or no more like flaws. I don't know. It's a big thing. And it is a huge biological change time for the female body. That's so true, Tracy. After 50, we get to be witches when we want, big witches. Yeah. 49 is a special number for folks interested in that kind of thing. It's known as a happy number, 7 times 7. I love that. Yeah, I'm really hoping my 50s are going to be my best. I have a really good feeling about it. I just also feel the slight time panic of like I'm not quite where I wanted to be by 50. So it's like I've got 1 year, but then I'm also like, don't put that kind of pressure on you. It's all good. It's all good. Yay. I'll be 58 in a few weeks, hoping to get it together by 60. I mean, are we still going to be saying this at 70 and 80? Like this is the year that it all comes together. I don't know. But I think my biggest accomplishment this year will be just if I can learn to love myself and accept myself a little bit more. I will talk about this some on my Substack if you want to read it. No pressure. But it has this feeling of like I feel more dedicated to being who I truly want to be. And my first post is going to be about living up to your potential and what that really means to me. Because yeah, I haven't fully formulated, but I'm gonna write some of that tonight, hopefully. Uh Man, It's such a blessing to age, it truly is. Thank you. You guys are secretly funding my Substack. I appreciate it. It makes me happy. It's such a blessing to age, it really truly is, and after being in North Carolina this past time with George's parents who are aging, and it's not an easy process. It is, it's just such a blessing. It's a blessing. And I'm gonna try to make the most of every minute that I possibly can. So I think today when I get off of here, I'm gonna really spend a lot more of this evening just really being introspective and spending time with family. And honestly, because the ice is coming, like the ice storm is coming, I really feel like maybe we should go out to dinner tonight because we might not make it to dinner tomorrow night. If you didn't see my cake, I posted it in Discord. My cake is the most beautiful cake. I will show you guys real quick before we get off for anybody that didn't see it. I ordered from a local bakery what is called a Lambeth cake, which is a special decorative uh like style from the 1930s. And I sent them an inspo picture and they were like, "We'll make you a beautiful cake." You guys, this cake is beyond the most like beautiful this doesn't even look like it's real for me. This looks like an AI Pinterest cake, but this cake has been sitting in my fridge. Like, they did sparkle cherries, they did all this beautiful Lambeth design, and inside the cake is wedding cake because wedding cake is my favorite, so it's like that almond cake. It's just stunning. I couldn't believe they did such a beautiful, beautiful job of this cake. It feels like a cake for a queen. Yes, thank you. This is exactly what I wanted to say. Like, it is just incredible. I wish I could share it with all of you. Madison, if you wanna drive up to the DFW area, I will give you a piece. Yeah, it's just beautiful. So, I'm gonna go eat some of that tonight, but also maybe go get a steak. All right, you guys, it's magical. I just still can't even believe they did such a good job. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna romanticize the snowstorm. For any of you that are in my Broken Chapter Society, I think we're gonna do reading sprints on Saturday, and just snuggle up with some books. So if anybody wants to come join us for that, you can. But anyway, thank you all so much for being in the follow through fix. I'm really looking forward to this year. I hope you can see already just from this first month the value that this will have throughout the year. Your groups that you just got yesterday, or if you haven't seen them yet, feel free to email me. Even if, like, honestly, if you're sitting here, you're like, I wish I had gotten into a group and you didn't fill out the form because you felt a little nervous about it, feel free to email me, but do it like today because we can still slot you into groups that are just now saying hello to each other. And be open-minded if I slot someone into your group because we did have a couple people yesterday that were like, I just didn't fill it out because I was nervous, but can you get me into a group now? So hopefully you can see that. And hopefully as you work with your group, there's going to be some really powerful things that are happening. Yeah, check your spam email. It's specifically coming from support@heartbreathings.com, just so heartbreathings, yeah, at heartbreathings.com, because otherwise it might get lost. So there is specifically. Some of the groups are 2, some of the groups are 3. Most of the groups are 3, but some are 2. Part of that, Rachel, is because you're in the UK and it's been harder to find people that are in the same time zone. But yes, your group is 2. And there's a handful that are only 2, and then several that are 3, and there's a very few that are 4. But you might get another member. So be on the lookout. If more people come in, they're going to go into those 2-person groups first. So, yeah, let's bring in the last minute anchorites. Oh my gosh, I love you. You're just so clever. You've chatted. She's wonderful. Yeah, you do have a great partner. George did the matches, but I went through and tweaked some things and I just was smiling like, I want to be in that group too. That's a good group. You're all good groups. And I just am so happy. I hope that it's very supportive to you. We will have our next live stream will be February 1st for our first ever monthly reset. So I'll be sending you some information on what that's going to entail, what you need to bring. That will be a full 2-hour session, which means maybe 2.5 hours. And I'm also open to feedback on if the 4 p.m. time is a little bit too late since we're going for 2 hours, because we could shift it to 3 p.m. Eastern. So let me know if you've got some strong feelings there on that. I know Sundays aren't ideal for everyone, but that is the best time for me. So we're going to keep going with that. And I did put a little voice note into the podcast for you yesterday. It's about 15 or 20 minutes if you want to go listen to that. I think that when I upload it and it says it's available, it still takes about an hour for all the different podcast apps to get it. So if you went looking for it and you didn't see it, check back again today. So 3 p.m. would be better for me. Let me know if if more people feel that way from Europe. And then if you're in the US, let me know if 3 p.m. Eastern is too early for you, because I know we've got a lot of people on the West Coast who go to church or something, and like getting in at noon might be a little bit too hard. But I want to try to accommodate as many people as possible. So I'm happy to move it up to 3 p.m. so we can kind of have a little poll or discussion about that, to move it just 1 hour earlier, because I started to realize this is pretty late for everybody in Europe and the UK by the time we get off the calls. Okay, you guys, I am so grateful for you. Good job on winning your first challenge. We have another brand new challenge coming up in February, and it's going to be a powerful one. And we're going to be talking in February about momentum and self-trust, rebuilding trust with yourself. And I've got a good, fun challenge for us to do in February that's going to be helpful for that, and lots of good tools. So thank you so much for the feedback. Keep it coming. I will post maybe something in the Facebook group and stuff too. Don't forget that we do have 2 places. I know it's not super ideal for those of you that are not on any social media, but we have a Discord server, and we have a Discord channel in my server, and then we have a Facebook group. So if you want to come hang out with us more, please do. And if you have any issues, don't hesitate to reach out. Just know that I might not respond to you tomorrow. All right, you guys, I super love you. Thank you so much for being here, and you did a great job. Let's keep the following through going throughout the whole year. All right. Bye for now.